So what are some, maybe just thinking about like top 3 tips that you'd give someone that's thinking about starting a podcast? Like, what are the challenges you've run into? What were the things you had to figure out?
The first one is don't be scared.
There you go. It's easy.
Your people already know what you look like. They
Yeah.
already know what you sound like. They already love you. And that's just with any video.
And you're doing audio and video, right? It's both.
Yeah, it's any video.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. That's the number one tip. You got to get over that fear, right? And after you do it a few times, that fear starts to go away. You've got to be in a safe space when you do it with people that aren't going to make you look bad, that they're going to that you can trust to make you look your best. But really, you have to just get over the fear that, you're going to sound weird or you're going to look weird. I'm one take Tamera. Okay. We don't go back and do it again. Okay. So we're going to move down the road. What it looks like is what it looks like. But I also pre-record so we can edit out things. But that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is making sure, and I struggle with, there's about a midway part in the year with the podcast that I'm like, okay, I don't know what to talk about. Especially if the real estate market isn't doing something incredible, that we have just coming at us. We've had so much coming at us since 2020. But even with that, I still struggle with content or what should we talk about. I give myself grace. I shoot for 4 recordings a month, but if we only do 2, that's okay. And if I need to take a break, I take a break, and then creativity will come to me in, a month or whatever it is. So I'm not trying to hit some giant goal with episodes. I think consistency is the biggest thing. As a matter of fact, I had to jump off my podcast and take a break since Thanksgiving. I'm about to start it up again because I had a family tragedy that took my attention away. And I have had people say, we haven't seen your podcast. Where's your podcast? And so it is, once you are consistent, people will recognize it and they'll look for it. Okay. And so I think giving yourself some grace with, if you're not feeling as creative about who should I have on or what should we talk about, allowing yourself to take that break. But I think the biggest thing is understanding that it is work. It is a lot of work. It's not easy to put a podcast on. And the way mine is structured, it's similar to this, right? I have a guest. I sit down the same way you guys do. I produce the topic discussions in advance with the person that I'm going to have on the show so that we make sure we're highlighting their best features in their business. And then we have the podcast recording, right? So it takes a lot of work on the front end to get it to recording. And then on the back end, then it's got to be edited and produced and sliced up into reels. And all of that stuff has to have titles and names and commentary on the post and where you're going to store it and how are you going to track views. So you might need a little, if you're trying to do it at the level that I am, you're going to need support. You can't manage all of that yourself. But typically your podcast producer can help you with a lot of those things. And I have an amazing podcast producer that is also a realtor. So he really understands what I'm trying to accomplish. But I think those are the things, and just get over your fear, be consistent and take a break if you're lacking creativity. And then lastly, understand that this is a labor of love, but it's worth it.
That really resonates for me. I think thinking about / real estate and what we do here, it's obviously great working with producer Sean. He gives me very honest feedback on how I'm doing or how we're doing as a podcast. I think one of the other things that we do is, kind of back to this theme of how you're marketing yourself. We look out at the industry of, other podcasts and what they're doing well. And, whether it's the numbers that they're producing or whether it's just the vibe that they're producing, and we'll say, okay, we want to emulate that. And so, one of the decisions that we made is like you did. We decided to go from live streaming to pre-recording and editing so that we could produce at a much higher quality level.
Well, and I'll tell you, if you try to do live with a bunch of realtors, you're never going to have a guest. There is absolutely not.
Yeah. Live scares some people, and then
Live
other
scares
people like it. There is that one person out there that's like, no, I'd actually rather do it live. I think it's like the pressure makes them feel like they're gonna put their best effort out there, and if it's pre-recorded, they're like, oh, all right, I'll give you,
those
80%.
are probably the people that also eat nails for breakfast. So they're just exactly. Really those monsters in the business
right.
That most realtors feel much more comfortable with a pre-recording. And I will give you one other tip. If you want to get your podcast lifted off the ground, but work smarter, not harder, cross pollinate. Be on other people's podcasts that already have one and ask them to join yours, because that way you're getting their viewership to view yours as well. It's a way to grow it faster.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been awesome. Tamera, tell people where they can find you.
Well, you got to spell my name because that one's a toughie. But once you do, you can find me on all the social media platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube are the primary ways. And then also, you can always contact me directly. I'm on the Lawyer's Title website.
Yes, that's excellent. All right, this has been awesome, everyone. Leave your comments down below, comments, questions. We read all of those. We try and answer as many of them as you can. If you have people that we should interview, then definitely leave comments or email us, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.